Alright, it's another engine night here, and got our buddy Mike here.
How you doing?
And we're just thinking what we're going to work on. We got it's a little cold to be working on a truck out there, but we've had the old hit and miss Brownwall on the ground here. I haven't worked on it in, what, 2 months maybe, Mike?
Oh, I can't, that's it, I can barely see it.
It's covered, it's buried, and it's all dusty.
Wow.
So,
yeah, let's get that out and get some more work done on that.
Yeah, we'll do the valves on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me get the garbage off of there and give you a hand lifting that.
Alright.
Let's see how Mike's doing over here. He's been assessing. It's been a long time since we worked on this. He's seen where we're at.
Yeah, I had to refresh my memory here. But, yeah, we got that. I mean, it's looking good. Cam's on. I forgot we got the cam on. We got the cam timed. We got the bearings shimmed. That's all good.
Right. All the internals are pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think where we left off, we had to make a belt and fix this valve, because I don't know what that valve was off of, that exhaust valve.
Yeah, this is a replacement here. So, right, we have to drill a hole in it, make a keeper for the exhaust valve spring, and get that all dialed in. So,
how are you going to hold it back, with a pin?
Yeah, what we're going to do is probably put a little bit of preload on the spring, and then use a washer as a keeper, and then drill a cross hole through the valve stem and put a cotter pin through there to kind of hold the tension on it there.
Okay.
So,
let me see if I got a washer.
Okay.
There you go. This one we might have to drill. We're going to have to drill this one, but how are they?
Let's see. Well, this one, let's see. This one should fit on the spring. It looks like that'll fit right over the spring perfectly there. So that'll be a good keeper. But that's about the hole you want there. I think that's about 3/8, so that fits on there pretty snugly. So we just got to open that little hole up there to fit our valve stem.
Okay. And then drill a hole. Okay, I'll do that. And what else you have to do?
Well, I'm gonna work while you're doing that. I'm gonna work on the governor arm here, the latch out arm.
Oh, that's right. We had to modify that. We're gonna have to slim something down.
Yeah. Again, I forget. I think we have to trim some of this down a little bit here. I kind of forget, so
I think so.
We'll get it lined up and figure it out.
Yeah, whatever it was, I think it was just a matter of putting it on the sander.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's do some work, and then we'll get back to you guys.
All right.
How'd you make out with grinding that down?
Well, you probably can't tell because I only had to take a little bit off, but that narrowed that what do you call that, the foot, the governor foot.
I could tell because I know how wide that was. But
yeah.
Somebody's looking at that, it's not gonna tell.
And I've also trimmed the head of that bolt a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's so see if we can fit this back in here. Just snug that bolt up real quick.
I think I hear my dinner coming, Mike.
Oh yeah.
I just heard the door close.
Alright, so going around. See that? Plenty of clearance.
Here we go, the delivery boy's here. Say hi to twos, buddy. That's all you're gonna get, fellas. Alright, where were we, Mike? You shaved the bolt and then
yeah, can you see? Go ahead, spin the wheel over here.
Okay.
See our clearance there?
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah, it's just enough. But you know, it can't be too much clearance because we have to fit on this little the weight itself. So
right.
See that weight when that weight moves out, that's what moves our little governor foot, which moves the latch out block here.
All right, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So
see that?
Okay. All right, let's maybe we'll put this on the floor for now and have some dinner.
All right.
All right. Get back to you guys in a few. Don't go away. All right, I just drilled a hole in this here for Mike. Let me see. It's not focusing in. There we go. Looks pretty. Looks pretty centered. Here you go, buddy. I drilled a hole.
Let me grab the cotter pin.
See if that'll work for you.
Look, you did a good job there.
All right.
Well done.
How you making out over here?
Well, let's see. The governor arm is set. I think we already showed that. So I bent this finger slightly to give more clearance for the weight here. So now you've done that valve, I'm gonna file the burrs off of that.
Okay. Oh, you bent it up. Okay, you gave it a little shape. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, let me get this file here and just quick deburr that.
Yeah, I didn't deburr that. The file is your friend, Mike.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, a lot of guys been asking about this engine, you know, where are we doing, what's going on with it and stuff like that. And, you know, I try to explain to them, you know, that it's just a hobby and it's something we bought together. I pretty much bought this for Mike to work on because at the time he was getting married and he was buying a house and everything, and he liked this engine, but he was in no position to buy it. So I figured I'd buy it. It was a basket case, and he put it together, so it's like a win-win, you know. He gets the enjoyment of putting it together, and I wound up keeping it and painting it, and in the end, I'll probably leave it to him when I die anyway, so everybody wins. But we only buy it as a hobby, you know. It's not like we're putting it together to sell or anything. Just something to do. Something to get together and have fun with. So Daddy Dirtbike can watch us. Alright, looks good though.
So now it's coasting with the valve held open, right? So now
I'm bullshitting and Mike has to put the valve in already and everything.
once we put a spring here for the latch out. So the latch out's closed right now. Gravity's holding that closed. So you can see every time the weight comes around, well, when the weight is raised up, it works on that finger to push it closed. Now if we have a spring here and put a little bit of tension on it, when the cam comes around, it pops up and it allows the valve to close like that, and we get a combustion cycle. The engine speeds up, the weight is now actually moved out. Where is it? Right here. The weight flies out because the engine speeds up. It contacts this finger here, and then when the cam opens up, this will be pushed down and it'll do its thing. So yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah,
so.
one step at a time, buddy.
Yeah, that's all.
Alright, let's see the valve. I didn't check this out from over here. Okay, it pops the valve out.
Yeah, now is that all the way pushed back? No, not quite. See, I'm having a little issue. I think I might have bent that a little bit too much because it's contacting this pin here. So
you know what? That pin is actually a little bent down, Mike.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I have to see that
Yeah,
valve's not fully closed all the way.
Yeah, you can see it just binding.
It's pretty close, actually.
Ever so slightly.
Is this loose? Yeah, a little bit. There we go. See, now that's all the way closed. But yeah, we'll have to work on that a little bit. This is not an original part, obviously.
Right, not a whole thing.
Actually, yeah, this whole thing was fabricated by someone, so you got to kind of make it right.
We won't make it right, but we'll make it work.
That's true.
Alright, back at it, buddy.
Okay.
What's going on, buddy? I see you over here with the valve lapper and compound and everything.
Well, you know what? Something interesting. I didn't realize this at first, but this must have gotten jostled around in all the moving around, whether before we got it or when. But there was this surface here that holds the valve seat was actually dinged in, and it was preventing the intake valve from sealing.
Oh, okay.
So I mounted it on the engine, and I'm wondering, well, why don't I have any compression? And turning it over, I had my hand over the intake, and I could feel the intake, but then I could feel the compression rushing back out past the valve.
Right.
So I took that and I relapped the seat, so now we got a good seal there.
Okay, good intake, right?
Good intake. But we still have a compression leak. Let me move this table so you can come over and see what I'm looking at.
All right. Okay.
So, you see this bolt hole here?
Oh, yeah.
So that's a through hole. Can you see the file handle back there?
Yeah.
So that goes right into the combustion chamber essentially, and you can see that the casting here, I don't know if a part's been broken away or if it's just because it was that thin. So when this seat's on there, of course there's going to be a gasket here. The gasket doesn't quite seal. Come in on this way and you can kind of see the gap.
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah. Okay. Wow.
See? So the gasket's not going to seal that.
Yeah, look at that. You guys see that? Look at the size of that.
And of course there's a bolt going through there, passing through there, but again, the threads are only about a 1/4 inch. There's only about a 1/4 inch worth of threads there, so we're getting some compression losses through there as well. So
Okay.
I think we may end up having to clean all this area, braze this hole up, and add some material here to block that hole,
Right.
and then re-drill, then re-thread that hole. I'm gonna think on it, see if we can get around doing that with
Right.
without doing that, but we may end up having to do that. We might be able to put a stud in there and maybe braze the stud in, but I really don't want to braze on here since it's all painted already.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, no, don't worry about the paint. That's no problem. If we have to, we'll fix that.
Well, anyway, brazing a stud in there might be the easier operation. So just put a small 3/8 stud in, and then you can just put a nut over top of it.
Right.
Yeah. And then go from there.
If that wasn't the exhaust, you could probably use epoxy and get away with it. They have high temperature, but still, that gets high in 500.
Yeah, it will get quite hot. Because that's the intake and the exhaust through this transfer port here.
Yeah.
So
that would only be temporary.
yeah, we're gonna think about it and see what we can come up with.
Oh well.
But everything's out. Everything else is working out well. So
How'd you make out with the trip and everything?
that's good. I had to modify the bend that I put in here a little bit, but it's it works just fine. So right now we're not latched out. We're not up to speed. So when we do this spring and this spring are just temporary. But the idea being that when this lever or this weight flies out, it actually pushes that down and it latches it out. So it's working quite well. So I'm happy with that.
Okay, that's good. Oh well. So right now the only problem is that valve.
But yeah. But it feels like we had decent compression even with that loss. So
Right.
I'm happy with the way it's turning out. Once we get that corrected, I think we'll be pretty much ready to start. So.
Okay. Oh well. Not much more we can do on it tonight, huh?
No, nothing but think about it.
Right.
Think about what we're gonna do. Maybe make a proper spring for that.
Yeah.
And
Or maybe a belt or something like that, right,
Yeah.
for the fan. But
yeah,
I
we
don't
can
know.
mount the fan on there, right?
yeah, I don't know how long this video is, but I'll check and then maybe we'll add a little more. Maybe we won't. All right. All right. Yeah, I didn't see how long this video is, but we're gonna put an end to it. What Mike did up here, we put some gas oil on there, and that's supposed to be good till 600 degrees. So we'll see. We're gonna try that first, and if we have a problem with it, then we'll pursue it. And you put the mixer on.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the mixer is supposed to go the other way, but we ran into a problem there where we couldn't. We had to tighten it, and when we tightened it, this is where it landed.
Yeah, unfortunately, the threads are supposed to be a 3/4 inch pipe thread, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pipe thread. Their taper's not correct. They're not deep enough. They're kind of messed up. So rather than fiddle with it and risk damaging it, we're going to live with this
Right.
position here. Which this will be fine. When you're turning the engine, you'll have the needle valve open, and when you're turning the engine over, you'll give it a little choke with your hand, and then it'll go. So.
Yeah.
no
Well,
big deal.
this I think it's a reproduction from cattail, and
Oh, is it?
yeah,
Oh,
I think it was like a hit or
maybe.
miss deal. Yeah, here, okay,
Sure.
this ought to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it is. As long as we get it running, buddy.
I think it'll run just fine.
I think so. Hopefully that what you did there will fix that. And I guess next thing we'll do, we'll put a belt on this and maybe throw some fuel in it.
Yeah, belt, fan, some spark, and yeah, give it a go.
But we don't know when that'll be. We don't know what my schedule is like, or I don't know how many problems you're going to have with this coronavirus now, Mike. I know they got
Goodness.
everything's under emergency vehicles only.
Yeah, well, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm essential personnel out there.
So yeah, you might be busy. You might be busier than we think. So if we get to it next week, we do. If we get to it next month, we do. If we get to it next year, it don't matter. What do you say, buddy?
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
See you.